Hey y'all, Harold here, and we are back to do our next video, which is getting our second Active Directory domain controller set up and configured. So here we are at our second DC's server manager screen. So we just need to go back into manage, and we're going to say add roles or features. Here's our little wizard that will say skip and don't ever show us again. And we're going to do our role-based or feature-based installation. And yep, 2016 DC02. And we're going to add domain services. And yes, we'll add the additional features that are required. And next. And next. And install. And it'll go through the installation process again like we did in our first video. So this will take some time, and we'll be back after it's done. Alright, so it's gone ahead and completed the installation, so we'll go ahead and say close. And we'll need to do, well, it should tell us here. If not, we'll go ahead and go to ADADS. And it should ask us to restart. Promote to a domain controller. Nope, no, not going to make us restart yet. Okay, so we're going to add the domain controller to an existing domain. And our domain is ati.local. All right, and we are going to use our account that we created. And we'll say next. And we don't really need it to be a DNS server. Be good to have 2 DNS servers, but we don't care. We're just going to say, well, no, we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? We'll have 2 DNS servers. And then we'll do our configuration of DNS in another video. And go ahead and say next. And it's thinking. And we're going to let it replicate from any domain controller because there's only one other one. And we'll say next. Use these default file locations. We'll review our selections. We'll say next. And it's likely going to give us some warnings about our prerequisites here, which are going to be okay. But we'll review them as they pop up. Alright, so it's telling us that our requisite check passed successfully. Here's our warnings. And as you see here, it tells us that we got IP address issue again. The IPv4 address is set statically. Not worried about IPv6. That's coming through DHCP, I would assume. So we'll go ahead and say install, and it'll go ahead and do that and reboot, and we should be good to go. We'll just verify that we can pull up AD once it's done. Alright, so we see that we've got our domain and our account here. So that's a good sign. It joined to the domain. Can we authenticate? It's looking decent. Applying user settings. So we authenticated. That's a good sign. Preparing Windows. And now we just got to wait for it to do its thing. Alright, so we're still coming to our desktop here, but let's see if we can get Active Directory pulled up while it's getting everything else going. Throwing way too much at this underpowered server. Yeah, so we see our Active Directory here, and we can see the directory. There's our domain. And if we come down and look at our domain controllers, hey, we see both of our domain controllers here. So that tells us we did a good job. So with that, I guess we'll wrap up the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in staying tuned into the rest of the series on Server 2016, or the other series, Ubuntu and system monitoring, and anything else that is going on, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Up next for this series, we've got a bulk load of users through PowerShell scripting with the Active Directory plugins for PowerShell. And those scripts that we use for that will be provided through the TechTalk document repository. And the script to generate those scripts, I'll be writing an article on that and putting it on the TechTalk blog at heraldstechtalk.com. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in learning more about PowerShell scripting and how to generate a list of 4,000 some odd users and get it prepped and ready to go for importing into Active Directory. So that's all for now, and have a great day, and we'll see you next time.